and it's really going to, I'm really going to have a great time tonight. But first thing, what I really would like to do is talk a little bit about my book. My book is doing really well. The Captain and Me on and off the field. I'm very excited about this. I'm really am. People have asked me, it's really funny. People have asked me about how did I get this thing started? About a year and a half. I was down at Yankee fantasy camp down in Tampa, and Diane Munson came up to me, and we started talking, and she knew how close I was with Thurman. So I went up to Diane. I said, my last book, it's like I'm really a big author. It was designated Hebrew, and I'm talking about being an author. And I said, what I would love to do is talk about Thurman, not just the baseball player. Everybody knew about the baseball player, okay? I really wanted to give him some love for the type of person that he was actually. Such a great family person. He was part of my family. He was my brother. And really, the more I started thinking about it, I wanted to start this book. And another reason I wanted to start the book, because Thurman deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And what I saw this year, that nobody got into the Hall of Fame, and you had Thurman out there, and you had a couple of our guests. We had Louis Tiant, should be in the Hall of Fame also, and you have Freddie Lynn, who of course should be in the Hall of Fame. And I started thinking, Thurman, people looked at him just as a baseball player. And I know that a lot of writers did not get along real well with Thurman, but they didn't see the other half of Thurman. And I'm looking at all these other guys. I'm looking at Curt Schilling, that did not make it for his views in life. And I'm thinking about this, and Thurman didn't even get 70% of the votes. And this guy did so much for the game of baseball. He put the Yankees back on the map. And what he did for the Yankees in the 70s and in the 80s, it was unbelievable what he did. And, I'm looking at it, and what type of player that he was a guy that gave 120%. And when I looked at the Hall of Fame players, I looked at all these guys, and, a lot of guys really did not understand Thurman. And, I thought the Hall of Fame was baseball, what you did on the field, what did you do for the game of baseball. But I started thinking that what happened to Curt Schilling happened basically to me, to be honest with you, to Thurman, because Thurman, he was a prankster. He didn't get along real well with a lot of writers. He came in, he was grubby. His uniform was always nasty. But you got to say one thing: this guy gave 120%, whatever he did. And when he was out on the field, we won. And he was just not a baseball player, but he was a team captain. And he was not just a teammate, he was a wonderful man. And when I started thinking about my book, I wanted to really bring this out. Not just talk about baseball, but talk about Thurman as a person and what he really did for the fans in New York, what he did for baseball, and what he did for so many charities, and what he did for kids. And I started thinking, and I told Diane that, and Diane said, Ron, you are the one for this. And that's why I never did the forward for the book, for other books, that it was great writers. So I told Diane, I'm going to get my literary agent who did my first book, Designated Hebrew, and I told him what I was going to do. He said, I think it's a great idea. So he shopped it around, and we had some offers, and we had a book company called Triumph, who is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book company out of Chicago. They have done tons and tons of baseball books. So we signed a contract, and I got a great co-author, Dan Epstein, who I think is perfect for this book. And we started on the book, and it was amazing. I read the book, I saw the cover of the book, and it made me feel like I was part of Thurman again. And it really made us not just baseball players, because like I said before, I didn't want to talk about just baseball. And there's hardly any baseball in it. It talked about what we did on the field, and what we did off the field, and what we did during the season, and what we did during the off season. So once this book came out, and once it's coming out in April, what I like to do is I want all the Thurman Munson fan, all the Yankee fans, I really want you to support this book, because I spoke to a couple of writers that did not vote for Thurman, and I asked them why. And they told me because, his attitude, he wasn't great to the reporters. And I started thinking, and I started talking to him. I said, I'm writing a book, and if we talked about his life off the field and what he did for the game, and what he did for the game off the field, would this make y'all feel better about him? He said, if the book got a lot of publicity, if the book sold a lot of copies, and if it was a lot of people talking about it, and then of course the writers will probably read the book, and it would do something. And I told Diane, I said, I have a chance, and this is my last book, I promise. And I wanted to do something for Thurman, and I'm doing everything I possibly can to get him into the Hall of Fame. And I know I'm talking to, I started this 9 months ago, started with 0 people. We're up to almost about 20,000 people. And I think it's not just me. I'm talking about, a subject. I'm having fun doing it. And I think that my fans, baseball fans, and, I think you're enjoying it, because look what's happening in New York now. You got 25 inches of snow, and you're not doing too much. And so it's, so you can have a good time. Oh, and I got somebody on, Natalie, how you doing? And this is, I got Natalie, you got to turn your speaker on, I think. Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. But anyway, we got Natalie on, who's going to be tonight, who's going to help me interview Mark Wallers. But anyway, I'm talking about Thurman. I'm talking about the book real quickly. And then I want to talk about Mark for a second. But I want to do everything I possibly can to get Thurman into the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. His family deserves it. And like I said, what he did for the game, and what he did for the Yankees, and what he did for the team. And so when my book comes out, you're going to love the book. I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you just to sell some books. Believe me, you're going to laugh and you're going to cry. And it's something that, like I said before, if you ever looked at the book, Bang the Drum Slowly, I think it's going to be just like that. But we got Natalie. Natalie, I want to say hello to you, Natalie. Hello,
Hi.
Natalie. Hello,
How
Natalie.
are you? Can you hear me?
I do.
You can't hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
I do.
good. I don't know what's going on.
Just to say
How
hello.
are you?
I'm doing
I'm
real well.
excited.
I know you sitting inside. It's snowing because it's New York, and I could look at your lights, and I could see that it's all full of snow all the way up to the top of your window.
Oh my God, we got slammed here in the tri-state area. So, but it's all good. All good. We're safe. We're warm. So,
Yeah,
good.
just have some hot chocolate. Have some hot chocolate. And you know what you could start thinking? Maybe. And I heard baseball maybe going to start early. Somebody told me it's going to start a little bit later. Maybe you could eat some Hebrew national hot dogs, and we could do a Zoom tonight, and we could talk about a little bit about baseball, and it's going to be fun. And we're talking to so many of our fans, and I mean, and I told these fans, this has been fun. And you know, you do this for a living. I've never done this for a living. I've never done this before. I just talk.
No. I just moonlight once a month with the IBF. No, but this is great. I'm excited for tonight. We got Mark Wohlers, the former pitcher of the Braves. So that's pretty cool. You know, so that'll be fun. 8 o'clock tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. So I hope people tune in and watch us.
Oh, they're going to have fun because this is going to be Mark is a dear friend of mine who I just met this year at the gym. And we have some other ball players that I have met. And we became really, really good friends. He rides the treadmill, but we do 6 feet apart. I just want to let everybody know we're very social distancing. Okay, so we're probably 12 feet apart, but we talk a little bit, and I asked him to do this, and I know that people remember Mark, and he's a wonderful. Let me tell you something. People don't realize that he's pretty close to a Hall of Fame guy, and what he did in the 90s with the 4 core. In John Smoltz, Tommy Glavine, Steve Avery, and Maddox. Yeah, Greg Maddox.
Yep.
And this guy was an unbelievable relief pitcher, and who he reminds me of a lot, because I've never seen him pitch in person, but I always see him because living down in Atlanta. He reminds me of Goose, who I just did an article about yesterday. And also another guy with St. Louis who just got in the Hall of Fame, I think last year or the year before, was Lee Smith. And they could bring heat. So I think that you need him up in New York to melt some snow, because he brings heat. And of course that I'm going to let you bring it up about the home run.
I might have to go. Exactly. I mean, talk about fast and bringing in the heat. I think, wasn't he like the 3rd fastest pitcher? I think you got clocked in at 103 miles per hour at one point. I think was it 1995? The year might be off, but I know
you know more than I do. You know more than I do. I don't know much about. I just seen him pitch, and he could bring it. And he's a wonderful guy. You know, thank God he didn't throw the fastball to Jimmy, but he hung a nice slider to Jimmy, for Jimmy to hit that home run and really help the Yankees. Thanks.
I didn't want to bring that up because I am a Yankees fan. I will never forget.
I know that, but you know what? It was hard for me. I was going to bring it up to Mark, and I did bring it up to him. But you know what? It really, you know what? When you are a competitor, and when you are in the biggest game of your life, and when you've been pitching real well, and when you have a great fastball like he did, and when you hung a slider, but hitters got to be, hey, this is what's so good about hitters, because I mean, when a lot of people used to hit against Sam McDowell, of course, with the Indians, and used to hit against Nolan Ryan, I mean, you know, you wouldn't hit his fastball too much. So you always would let him make a mistake, like he'll maybe hang a breaking ball or a slider, and then you take him deep. Jimmy, thanks for taking it deep.
Jimmy took him deep, all right, for a 3-run home run.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to talking.
I think I lost you. I think I lost you again.
Okay, because they think I talk too much. They think I talk too
You know,
much. I do talk too much. I do.
I know, it's all right. It's all right. But another thing too, we can talk to Mark about is his real estate career. Did you know that he was on Saturday Night Live with like a handful of major leaguers?
When?
Huh? Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah, no. Yes. I think he has his own IMDb page we can talk to him about. So it'll be fun.
Oh, he never told me that. No. I thought he was brand new at this. I asked him, did you ever do a Zoom? And I said, I just started my Zoom. And he looked at me and said,
1997 he was on set, right? I mean, not recently, I'm sorry.
No. It's been a while. December 13th, Helen Hunt was the guest host of that. But he was there with a bunch of different players. So that'll be fun to talk about that experience.
oh, yeah. No, I'm going to get on this guy. No, I see him every single day.
You, Ron. Don't worry, I got you.
I knew that he was selling a lot of real estate, but I told him, I said, why are you selling real estate? You made a lot of money. I said, we made it. Hey, I said, you made as much money, you know, when you made meal money than I made for my whole career. You know, so he's selling.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Yeah, so we'll have a good time with that, Natalie. This will be a good night tonight.
No.
And if it's that cold, bring some Hebrew National hot dogs and hot chocolate. And we'll have a good time tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. So people better tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I guess they log on to your Facebook, right? Facebook.com/Ron Blomberg. Is that how we do it tonight?
Well, you tell me. I don't know how to do that.
No, I'm the guest host.
We are live.
I'm just the guest host tonight.
Yeah, this is Lenny in the studio control room. We go live on his Facebook page. So it's, and it's a public page, so anybody can watch it there. We're also live on YouTube and Twitter. And let me unmute it. I'm going to unmute him again.
Okay. Ron, what do they do to you? They keep muting you. As you mute him again. But again, you heard our producer.
Natalie, just keep talking.
This is going to be fun tonight. Okay.
We'll have a good time tonight.
Yes, I'm excited. So tonight, Ron Blomberg, I'm Natalie, Mark Wohlers tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you there, right?
I love you, fans. I love you. We'll talk tonight. And again, we'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. And again, then we'll start talking about other things. And I'll just keep on jabbing. And I got professionals like Natalie will help me out, and Lenny and Joe. And thank God for them.
Got you.
This is fun. Thanks. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all tonight at 8 o'clock. Bye, Natalie. I love you.
Eastern.